So I haven't really been posting that much lately, and you might be wondering why, or you might not have noticed, probably the latter. But I want to clarify why I haven't really been posting. My views have changed a lot since when I started my transition, and I made a few political videos before, and I have since privated them because I don't hold the same views anymore. I've started watching more center-left and center-right YouTubers. I think the extent to which the far left demonizes both the center left and the center right is a little bit absurd, and it definitely kept me from venturing out and, I don't know, expanding my viewpoint. Tumblr especially. Tumblr is like the hub for the far left, and a lot of times if you even question those views, you're cast out, or you're called a bad person, or you're called transphobic, or homophobic, or racist, or all of these things. If you just even so much as question the logic of certain things that people on that site are telling you. And that shouldn't ever be a thing. I think it should always be encouraged to look at other people's point of views, except in the case of, you know, fascism and Nazism. Of course you shouldn't look at those and treat them with the same respect that you would treat a completely rational viewpoint. But I think a lot of times what happens is these people on the far left call out these people and they call them fascists or Nazis without really understanding the weight behind those words, just to shut other people down. I've been watching this YouTuber, and her name is Blair White, and a lot of you know her, and if you're a frequent Tumblr user, you probably do not like her. She has a lot of unpopular opinions by the trans community, the queer community. A lot of these people have cast her out because her political opinions are so different than either the majority of the community or the most vocal of the community. I ignored the criticism and I watched her videos, and I tried to do it from as unbiased of a standpoint as I possibly could. I don't think most people are malicious or they're making videos just to be evil. I still don't agree with a lot of what she says, but I can respect the points she's trying to make, and I can respect that a lot of this is coming from a place of concern. And it made me realize that I care about a lot of things, but I've been silencing myself because I was scared of the backlash. I was scared I would hurt someone's feelings. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I want to set up my channel where that I can make these videos where I do share my opinions, and it can open up a dialogue where you guys can respond, and I will listen, and I will absorb it, and I will respond to that, and we can just continue this conversation until we all reach a place where we either agree to disagree, or we've all come to some general consensus and we can move forward and grow as people and grow as a community and grow as a society. I think censorship has really become a huge problem, especially lately. And I think we've kind of gotten to a point where we prioritize people's feelings over discovering the truth. And I think that if you hide the truth, then everyone's gonna get hurt anyways. Now, I'm not saying that I know the truth and that I'm going to tell you what the truth is. I'm saying that we can all discover the truth together by opening up this dialogue. And at that point, I'm basically repeating myself. So if you want any further clarification on what I'm saying, feel free to leave a comment. I'm not always the best at explaining myself, but I'm really trying my hardest, and I want to start talking about some kind of taboo topics. The first thing I want to start talking about is detransitioning, because there's this myth that the people in the trans community who detransition are all trans exclusionary radical feminists, or people of hate groups who have internalized transphobia and that's why they detransition. But the truth of the matter is some people just detransition because they were misdiagnosed with gender dysphoria, and they transitioned and they no longer want to transition, and they want to go back to identifying as the sex that they were born at birth. And I don't think anything's wrong with that, and I think that these people are kind of being misrepresented because these trans exclusionary radical feminists have kind of reclaimed their detransition stories as a way to say, hey, transitioning is not a good option for people, transgender isn't real, and all of this stuff. And I think that if we open the dialogue about it, we can kind of dissect that a little bit and get closer to why people detransition, how we can prevent people from transitioning who shouldn't be transitioning because they're going to regret it, and kind of along those lines. Another thing I want to talk about is the relationship between gender identity and gender roles and gender norms, because I think this is something that can get confused a lot, both by trans people and cisgender people. So I really want to get a dialogue going about that. And the last thing I really want to talk about is identity politics and how that plays into the trans community, and how I believe that it's actually hurting the trans community more than it's helping it, and what we can do as trans people to kind of meet cis people halfway. Sorry about the leaf blower. I'm gonna end the video now. Leave a comment if you have any questions, but otherwise I will talk to you guys in my next video where I'm gonna get started with all of this, so see you later.